Hey guys, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Mayank and I'm a second year student at HEC Paris specializing in marketing. In this video, I'm gonna be reading out the application essays that I wrote almost 3.5 years ago. So you can have an idea of the kind of essays that I wrote that got me into the Master in Management program at HEC Paris. Before I get started, I wanna take a brief moment to mention my email newsletter. It's called The Growth Curve and I talk about the thoughts, resources, and experiences that are helping me grow. I write once a week and the link to this newsletter is in the description, so you should go check it out and sign up. So with that out of the way, let's get straight right into it. At least during my time, the application essays for HEC Paris were really short, but there were quite a few of them. There were about 8 application essays, each of them with a limit of 1,000 characters, spaces included. So that comes down to about 200 words. Okay, also, I think it's a bit weird to be reading out my application essays because it's essentially like I'm tooting my own horn, so don't take it in the wrong way. I'm not trying to show off. I mean, aren't we all in all of our application essays? But yeah, I'm not trying to show off in this video. This is just for your knowledge, just for you guys to know what I wrote. Okay, essay number 1. Describe in descending order your 3 most important interests. Justify your answer. So my essay went like this. More than anything, I love traveling. Ever since I was a child, exploring and discovering places and cultures has always fascinated me. I've visited 8 countries outside India, and my goal is to explore every single one, including my own. My innate curiosity about people, places, their histories and practices translates to a love for travel, meeting people and understanding the world that we live in. Music comes a close second, starting with guitar at age 11. My love for music has translated into a self-released album, producing of various song covers and a YouTube channel, which is this one. Music relaxes me better than anything I know. My third most fascinating interest is photography and videography. These are how I express myself. I find it amazing to understand and portray people and places in different ways while telling a story, since at the end of the day, all of our lives, ups and downs, wins and losses, are just a story that is waiting to be told. Alright, so the 3 interests are traveling, music, and visual media. I don't just mention them, but I also give examples of the ways I explore them, as well as the reasons why they're so important to me and what I get out of them, which is mostly exploration, understanding people, and self-expression. I think my mention of a self-released music album as well as this YouTube channel gives an example of my entrepreneurial spirit as well. So the essay follows the pattern of interests, examples, and reasons. Essay number 2. Which personal achievement are you the most proud of? Studies, professional life, sports, etc. So the answer to this one is, I'm most proud of the fact that I've converted my passion for videography into something that has benefited my college as well as helped me become a better professional. Starting in my first year of college, I used my videography skills to promote college events. My work inspired others to do the same and helped forever change the way student clubs were advertised, managed, and promoted. I parlayed my hobby into a part-time job at an ad agency and learned valuable lessons in diligence, professionalism, and project planning while managing tight deadlines. In addition to learning specialized skills like designing and running a campaign, I learned soft skills like working hard and giving my best, skills that will stand me great stead no matter where life takes me. So in this essay, I've really tried to show progression, learning, and impact. I'm not just proud of making videos, I'm more proud of the impact that this has had on others as well as myself. The essay follows this kind of pattern. You can probably see it in the picture that I've put above. Essay number 3. Please describe a situation where you failed and what you have learned from it. Alright, this can sometimes be a bit of a complicated question for people to write, including myself. So yeah, this is what I wrote for this. Shortly before releasing my first album, my friends and I decided to shoot a music video for the title track. We had never done this before, but with a rough idea and without much planning, we jumped right in. Once we started editing, however, we realized that the footage didn't match our song, and our poor editing skills meant that even a basic video eluded us. Being in way over our heads, we gave up, but not before we turned the video shoot into a photo project which ended up as my album art. I learned that planning matters, paying attention to detail matters. As a leader, it's important to assess the skills of the team and get a sense for what is possible before embarking on a project. And finally, I learned that one must be prepared to improvise and innovate in case the original plans change. I have produced 9 music videos till date, and I learn more and more every single time. Again, you don't just want to mention something that you failed at and then just leave it at that. You want to pick something that you first failed at and then you learned from and then you took some action to bounce back. So the structure that I followed here is failure, learnings, and actions. All right, essay number 4 is please give us an account of your last work or internship experience, accomplishments, and what you've learned. My last internship experience was in June 2017 at the marketing department of LG Electronics, Hyderabad. The internship lasted 1 month and I learned a lot during that time. It was my first time interning at a corporate office and it was quite a new experience for me. I was responsible for analyzing their sales data using data analysis tools and deriving useful information out of the data for the marketing department to use in their strategy. I learned the basics of data analysis, and by working on real-world sales data, I was able to better verify my results with what was observed and learn more in the process. Since I was studying for my GMAT exam during the same period, I learned how to better manage my time among different commitments. At the same time, I learned how to work in an office environment among different other team members and supervisors. All in all, it was a great learning experience, not only in the subject matter, but also in my personal development. Again, strong focus on what I learned and lesser focused on what I did. Don't be afraid to get into what you learned on a more personal note as well as the things that you learned outside of the office or outside of the work during the same period. All right, essay number 5. What are your reasons for choosing this program? Okay, I'm not gonna get into the exact essay that I wrote, but here are some of the things that I touched upon. 1. My reasons for shifting from computer science to management. 2. The fact that I wanted to study right after my bachelor's without doing any work experience, and that's why the MIM was perfect for that. 3. Some of the key points about HEC and its academic prowess in the marketing department, which was going to be the specialization of my choice. But do note here that you don't have to have a specialization chosen at the time of your application. It's just that I did, and I thought it was relevant to mention it. 4. How the option of the gap year and the certificates at the end are in line with my career goals. And finally, how the summer school experience at HEC gave me a good idea of what the place is like and why I wanted to come back because of that. You definitely want to talk about why MIM, why HEC, and why France or why Europe. Essay number 6. Please describe your short-term career goals. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail for this one, I'm so sorry, but I will again mention some of the things that I touched upon. 1. I talk about how marketing has been an interest of mine since high school, and how all of my endeavors in college were related to it. I gave a list of all the things that I did that were related to marketing, like my roles in college fests, my freelance job at an ad agency, taking the advertising elective, starting a marketing club in college, as well as attending the HEC Paris Summer School in luxury and choosing the business management minor in college as well. Second, I speak about my goals of staying back and working in Europe, after having been to a couple of different European countries already and really liking the lifestyle here. If you have a specific industry that you're highly interested in, you can mention that here as well. Personally, I believe that you should be as specific as possible in this one. You can talk about the field that you want to work in, the role that you want to work in, as well as the geography of where you want to work. Is that going to be in Europe? Is that going to be back home? Is that going to be in Dubai? Or where do you have, what's your idea of where you want to work? You want to also, very importantly, round this up by stating how the program is going to help you get there. All right, essay number 7. Is there any additional information that you'd like to share with us? This is an optional essay, and that's why a lot of people think about whether they should write it or whether they shouldn't. And my belief is that, yeah, you should write it. If they're giving you a space to write and tell them something more, tell them something more. And this is what I told them. After attending the HEC Paris Summer School in Luxury Management in June 2016, I became even more confident in my desire to join HEC for my master's. My professors and peers at HEC provided me with the academic challenge I desired, and I felt completely at home on the campus. I found luxury management to be an incredibly stimulating subject. Back at home, after the program, I took the option of pursuing a business management minor in my college. Within the minor, I found myself extremely interested in marketing management, always engaging in class discussions and bouncing ideas off my teachers. I strongly feel that given the opportunity, I will be able to take full advantage of what HEC has to offer in the fields of marketing and luxury, and at the same time contribute greatly in terms of my experience in computer science and visual media. Being able to pursue my master's at HEC will truly be a dream come true for me. I use this optional question to talk about why I wanted to come to HEC, and what thoughts and experiences led me to choosing to come to HEC. And also how I see myself benefiting from the opportunities that I would be given if I'm chosen to study at HEC. But you can use it for anything else. You can talk about your personal situation. You can talk about a big startup or a big project that you're starting. Or you can talk about a specific experience that you had that changed your view on certain things. But yeah, just ask yourself whether it's relevant to the admissions committee and whether that's how you want to represent yourself. So those were all of my essays, but now I'm going to talk very briefly about what I think that they're looking for. Honestly, I feel like the two things that they're looking for are clarity of thought and clarity of growth. Let me explain. Firstly, clarity of thought. They want to see that you have well thought out reasons for choosing HEC, for choosing to come to France or choosing to come to Europe. And you need to be able to articulate your thoughts well on this. This means that you've done your research, you know what you're getting into, and you know why you're getting into it. Secondly, clarity of growth. They also want to see how you've grown as a result of your past experiences. They didn't care that I was making videos. They cared about what I learned as a result and how those videos impacted me. Those videos led me to seeking out new experiences and new learnings about myself as well as the world. And that's what I articulated in my essays. Similarly, they're gonna care less about the exact things you did. They're gonna care more about what you learned from them and how those things impacted you. I actually speak a lot more in detail about this in my video on this channel about building your profile, and I highly recommend that you go check it out if you're in this process of applying to HEC and writing your essays, or even if you're just in college and you're just actually building your profile right now. And yeah, they want to see that you're able to understand this growth and articulate it in your own words. So this means you need to be a good writer. I think writing skills are very, very, very important. All right, there you go, guys. I hope this video helped you out. I hope that by me reading my essays out to you, you were able to get some inspiration. I'm not saying that you should be using these exact same essays. Obviously, my essays were extremely personal and you should be writing your own. But I do hope that it helped you out and gave you some inspiration. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And consider hitting that subscribe button because I'll be uploading a lot more content just like this. All right, see you guys in the next one.